Welcome to the UNPC Tour, the plant city no one talks about, the stories, the people, and the side of town not everyone knows. Conversations that happen long after the sun goes down. Around here, we believe Plant City has its character, its histories, and its moments. We're just the ones bringing the microphone.
Hey everyone, welcome to Season 1, Episode 5 of the UNPC Tour. I'm here today with our downtown experts. Say hello, Phil, Kelsey, Cody.
What's up?
Hello.
Hey everyone. Well, thanks for joining us. We are so excited. We are nearly midway through our season. I think no promises, but we're going to try to get to 12 episodes in Season 1 for those of you who have been asking us. So we're nearly to the halfway point. And this episode is really exciting because there's no better three people to talk about our topic of the week, which is downtown after dark. So we're going to go deep into what's happening in downtown after hours, the bars, the restaurants, the scene, the people, all those fun things, and some of the history too that Cody will bring to the table. But before we dive deep, Phil, do you want to kick us off on our segment?
Oh yeah, what's happening? The most UNPC post of the week. Today is a post about, or this week is a post about something that happened at the Plant City Commission and what we're going to invest money in. That's not necessarily the post itself, but the comment section went wild on this one. So I think Ann and Cody have a bit to say about it.
I got a little bit. I was actually at the meeting. The big things that they're talking about in the article is, I think it was the Observer was the one who made the post. And they're spending quite a bit of money on some traffic stuff, new kind of smart traffic type of things. They're upgrading the systems to where they can talk a little better and help relieve some of the traffic flows through as cars move through town. And that required this new hardware, these big boxes on the side of the road where all this stuff is controlled. And they're not super cool to look at. Most people don't want to look at them anyway. They don't want to be stuck at a red light. But the city has teamed up with Make Plant City, and they've did a call to action to some artists to create some art to go over these boxes. And so the cost of the boxes and the art itself, the wrapping of the boxes, is somewhere in the $2 million range, which is a lot. And people hear that number and they think, wow, they spent $2 million on art, which is not entirely accurate. They spent $2 million on the entire infrastructure, and the article highlighted the artwork, the local artwork, by the way, that goes on these boxes. So yeah, they spent some money, but they didn't just spend it on the artwork. And then the other one was the 1914 high school that everybody wants to save, but then everybody wants to complain about, well, we got to spend $1.5 billion to continue to save this building. Last year, they spent $500,000 on the roof, or roughly $500,000 on the roof, if I recall correctly, to just get a new roof on there, stop water from going in from above. And now they're working on stopping water from going in from everywhere else. Windows, doors, porticos, the big columns. If you've been near the high school, you'll see that some have massive holes in them. So getting all that tightened up. And the goal of this part of the project is to seal the building from the outside. So stop letting the outside elements in and preserve this building that everybody, they love. They wanted the building saved, and I haven't found a city that's done that for free yet. So we're going to have to do that.
Well, I think we touched on that. Yeah, we touched on that last week. I think what was interesting to me, and I actually sent this one around, it was the Observer who posted like, oh, these are all great things happening. But I mean, there's so many negative comments. I think that people just around town don't understand about where our city dollars are being spent, why they're being spent. There's just like this major lack of communication. And I think when I sent it around to you guys, I was like, this is a big communications issue. Honestly, I think that's all it is. Like
a communications and transparency issue, I think is what you said it was. And I agree. Like I said earlier, these are big numbers. I mean, we're talking about $4 million between the two projects. but that's less than 3% of our total budget. I mean, the city's budget is 148 million, I think, this year. So, I mean, that's also a huge number, and it gets spread out a lot of different ways. But who in the city knows that besides like weirdos like me who go to every city commission meeting and actually pay attention?
I think when we were chatting about this week, I was like, it's got to be a fractional amount of the budget. I didn't know the budget number though. I think from my perspective, like what I keep saying is everyone around town thinks that things are not transparent, right? Like decisions are made, why this happens, there's got to be like some secret thing. And then the city thinks they are transparent because they post the content that happens in the meetings and the committees publicly. But what I was saying is like, having the privilege of working in communications and marketing for so long, like I really think what it is and why people are so upset about this is today's world, people want content and information delivered right into their lap. And our city is one of the few, I think, that totally ignores that. Like we don't meet our town, which is our consumers, in the places that they want to be met. And, the city of Tampa, if you follow them, or the city of St. Pete, there's like way better mix of people would be like excited about the art, or they would be like, this is great new progress, right? Like there's just a better balance of like negative and positive. There's always going to be negative trolls on the internet. That's just like how it works. But I think we have a really big PR issue. It's a comms and a PR issue from my perspective.
And the crazy thing about this too is the way you're talking about it. You're talking about it like the city made this post. And the newspaper is a private business. It's not even tied to the city. So the city didn't even make this post. The city they kind of post things like they feel like they have to, like, boards and committees, when those spots open up, they'll post on Facebook and they're on the website, but they're not, there's no recap. There's no video, there's no audio, there's nothing from the city commission meeting to get people more information and get them involved and get them educated. And I think there's a ton of room for improvement there. And I think during the elections, that was Tony Smith. One of his big things was transparency. Like he wanted, he goes to all the meetings. I see him back there, but he knows these things because he goes. I go. I've kind of rearranged my schedule a little bit to make sure I do go, but not everybody has that freedom. They can't stream it online. They can't have a transcript later without going through the clerk. And I read the minutes from the previous commission meeting, and it's not minute by minute, word by word. So even then, you're not getting full data. So I think the city, they don't have to be on the level of like the city of Tampa where they have their own TV station and broadcast all the meetings. I mean, that would be awesome, but have some sort of recording, even if it's not live, and just have a recap. I mean, there's so much software out there where you can record a video and it can create like a highlight reel for you. And then you have the raw data available by request. And I had talked to one of the commissioners before, and he's like, well, if we do the live streaming, it costs a lot of money to get the captions. And that might have been the case years ago. I think that could be revisited, though. I think that there's an opportunity there that the city might have looked at in the past, and it was not feasible then. But as technology has gotten better and more available, the cost usually gets better at the same time.
That makes a lot of sense. And I would agree. I think a lot of it is the convenience, like Anne said, like people just want things hand delivered. I know that somebody said that they have like the topic info if you go and look on the page. But again, like how many people know that you can go and find that information and or are going to put in the time to go actually search for it beforehand? A lot of the comments that I read were people saying that they only find out about decisions after they're made, which might be true, but also like, are you putting in the work to go find out decisions that are on the table? Right.
And like they post the agenda the Friday before on the website. And I want to say the city has a newsletter, but I'm not sure. But like that, why not have that stuff? Why not have a newsletter? And It doesn't have to have the agenda in the newsletter, but have a link to the page.
I know.
Here's what commission or what boards are meeting this week, on what times, what dates. Here's the agenda for all those boards. Here's a recap of last week. Send that out every Monday.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just simple comms. And, the media is interesting, right? The media has always been a party that holds government and city and accountable, right? Because they're reporting the news. But I think in our instance, our city also doesn't lean into those areas where people are absorbing news content. And so there's just a big gap right now, simply because the news doesn't really also where people do absorb news isn't caring about our city enough. So,
Oof. Well, definitely a lot to unpack there. Go
yeah.
do some research yourself and go read those comments for fun.
Even Cody and I were really passionate about that one.
Yeah, follow the Observer on Facebook. If you don't follow the Observer on Facebook, you should.
Yeah, on our actual content. So what actually happens downtown Plant City after dark? Cody, you and I talked about this. Yeah, talked about this the other day. When did they change the licensing that kind of made the shift for the bar life in downtown?
Oh yeah, that was I want to say either early 2019 or late 2018. It was actually Plant City Main Street that led the push to get the ordinance changed to allow most of the places in downtown that serve alcohol to open. Before 2019, I want to say I can tell you all the bars on Everett Street would not have been legal. Propagation probably would be. Blue Collar serving beer and wine there, they would be. Bruton's would not have been. Stage 201 would have been okay. Silver Dollar, grandfathered in, A1 since day one. I probably should be embarrassed that I know every single place that serves alcohol in downtown.
Is Silver Dollar the only one that has their liquor license since before that movement? Or still has, I should say?
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and back then it would have been Big Dogs, but they would have been grandfathered in as well.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy too that's a I don't know, the concept of grandfathering in like that kind of blows my mind a little bit. That's actually a thing.
Old school Plant City, baby.
Well, I think it's part of that. I think it's part of it might be a liability thing too. If I'm Silver Dollar from Big Dogs back in the day and the laws change and I no longer can be in business, do I have a lawsuit against the city for targeting my business?
Yeah, that's very true. What do you think the difference between the perception of outsiders view on the nightlife versus what does the reality of that actually play out to be?
I think there's a lot there. There's a lot of different perceptions of there's nothing downtown, or just old smoky dive bars downtown. Or if I go to Silver Dollar, I'm getting stabbed with a syphilis covered knife. And all of those things are false. They're all false, yeah. But I think the people who have been here a long time and just kind of rode off downtown are the ones who kind of have those negative perceptions. I think a lot of, this season we're talking a lot of old Plant City versus new Plant City. And I think a lot of new Plant City is a lot more open-minded, a lot more curious, and a lot more willing to go into the Silver Dollar after I tell them it's my favorite bar in downtown. They might not go back a second time, but I got them in once.
Yeah,
$7 is always a good time.
I totally agree with Cody on that one too. I think there's a place downtown for everyone, whether you want to drink wine, beer, liquor. There's a spot for everybody to keep you plenty entertained for the evening.
Do you think the nightlife is something that you plan for getting yourself into, or is it just kind of just happen?
Man, if you go into it with an open mind, you'll never know where the night is going to end.
Right. You can make plans.
You can make a plan. If you don't, you ain't sticking to it, dude. Depending on who you get in a conversation with, you're not sticking to nothing.
I'm only going out for one drink.
Oh, that's impossible. It's not going to happen.
4 bars later.
If I could have a nickel every time somebody said that, I would be retired, because in my opinion, I think Plant City just kind of happens to you. You could go down for lunch, speaking personally here, go down for lunch and end up staying till close. It just kind of sucks you in. And then too, kind of revamping on past episodes we've had, how you just run into somebody and you start a conversation and you just kind of dive in, and then next thing you know, somebody else walks through the door and it's a completely different group of people, and you just kind of start over, and it just kind of little spiral effect going on.
Well, yeah, even if you don't know someone, I swear I see people meet new people all the time too. So if you're open to meeting new folks, you're gonna get sucked in, and you know, and shout out also to
high quality men at Bruton's.
Yeah, high quality men at Bruton's, and also just shout out to all the hospitality workers in Plant City too, because I think that does, everybody who's working at all the different bars in downtown, or businesses in general. There's a really good hospitable atmosphere that draws people in and makes them want to stay.
And introducing people to other people that they might vibe with.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
That is my favorite part.
Watching real life connections get made in the moment is such a cool experience.
From the behind the bar perspective, I will tell you that I make those connections so I can get out of those connections sometimes.
Absolutely, 100%. Oh, you like video games? Hey, this guy over here likes video games too. Y'all chat it up. Oh, yeah. What were you playing? Yeah. It's easy. Bye.
Is that why you introduced me to so many people?
Phil, mute the mic.
I plead the fifth.
Well, Cody, go back into the history and characters behind the Plant City nightlife.
Oh, man. The characters, we can't talk too much about all that. I'm sure we can all come up with one character, and they all know the same character we're all thinking of. But, I mean, historically, definitely before you were in downtown, and maybe before Ann was in downtown, I think my favorite first character was Charlie. Charlie was a
rest in peace,
Vietnam
brother.
vet.
Yeah,
was it Vietnam or Korean?
Yeah,
he was a character, and he was literally born in downtown Plant City. Left to go into the military, lied about his age at 17 to go into the military, and then came back to Plant City and never really left. He was a truck driver for a while, but he was in Plant City up until I think I saw him 2 weeks before he died. He was at Moffett getting cancer treatment, but he was when I first signed the lease on our place, he was riding a moped in the downtown, and that broke down, and he was in his 70s riding a bicycle. And he was a responsible cyclist. If he had too much to drink, he'd find a back patio to sleep on or something like that. But he was the king of the one-liners. But he told me a lot of great stories just about really nightlife downtown. And Anna from Silver Dollar, she's a great historic resource, especially about her building. She's the one who taught me that Silver Dollar has been a bar since it was built. So Plant City has this clean, tidy Baptist image, but we had a private club during Prohibition that may or may not have had alcohol in it when these laws were in place. But even going back to more recent history, we mentioned Big Dogs earlier. Some of the old timers might remember when they had a brief rebrand of the Rail Ale pub, I think is what it was called. That didn't last. There was another bar on Palmer called Cousins. Cousins was by far the smokiest bar in town, maybe the state. It was
really
tiny. Yeah,
more than Silver Dollar.
Oh, way more.
What about Finish
And
Line?
Back when we had those three bars kind of in a row, so you had Big Dogs on the north end, Silver Dollar on the south end, and on Palmer in the middle you had Cousins. And I just remember it being different age groups. The younger crowd was at Big Dogs, the kind of middle-aged crowd was at Silver Dollar, and Cousins was the retirement home. And whatever vibe you're looking for, you can have a different vibe at all those places.
It was like
the walker out front.
Silver Dollar used to
a lot of handicap spots out there. Yeah,
and they used to open for the third shifters, didn't they, back in the day?
I think they did. Yeah. There was
it's 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. or something like that. They could open and serve alcohol to the people getting off work.
The third shifters, yeah,
it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Propagation had an alcohol history for quite some time, because back in the 70s and into the 80s, I believe, they were a drive-up liquor store. The front patio at Prop was where you drove your car through.
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, it was a package store as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're outside looking in, especially if you're kind of familiar with the Bay Area, if you've kind of lived in the Bay Area a long time, but you might be new to Plant City, you might just kind of have this image of Plant City of clean cut, lots of churches on every corner, and Strawberry Field on the outside of town. But we've been partying. We just haven't been bragging about it.
Right.
we've been doing the thing.
We do
I know.
it
Every time I
quietly.
bring friends in from like Tampa, they're like, we had no idea that any of this
Yeah.
was here. And like, not only we had no idea, but these spots are like amazing, you know? You guys know this, but I did a block party for my birthday last year, and it was really fun because I had so many of my friends come into town, and we just did a pub crawl up Evers and started at Cody's place. Then we went to Red Calliope. We had our cake and saw Mark and Rachel, and then we ended the night with Phil. Phil, I don't think I ended too well at your.
It's
I
your
saw you
birthday.
too long.
You're
I
not
remember.
supposed to.
Yeah, no, it was a good birthday.
It did how it needed to.
I know,
Pretty
but so many of my friends were like, that was the best pub crawl we've ever done. Like, they still rave about it. My birthday is actually in a week or this weekend, and I got text like, are we doing it again? I wish I could. I've got too much mold in my house right now to even think about it.
Has it really been a year
I will
already?
be there this weekend celebrating, so come join us.
So that's how birthdays work.
It's been a year. Oh my Lord, dude, that's a fast year. Holy crap.
Yep.
You've been living out left field this year, remember?
I love left field, dude. It's great.
Hey, I know you're my old PC counterpart here, but you're kind of, I would say considerably younger than I am, but quite a bit younger than I am. Did you, like, in your, we'll call them drinking years, normally that's people's 20s for normal people. Did you ever have like any, like, were you hanging out in downtown drinking back then, or?
No, I can't say that I was, because when I moved out to the West Coast, I was just in case my mom watches. No, so when I moved, I was a pretty good kid. I didn't really try to drink underage, but when I ended up moving out to the West Coast, I was only 20, so my renegade year started out there.
It's funny, yeah, because even when I lived in town, I didn't really go out downtown much. I mean, it's hard to compare to now versus then because I work down there 7 days a week now. But I lived off of Gordon Street when I lived in the city limits, and there was a couple nights I go to Big Dogs, meet up with some friends from my wife's work, or people that I knew in town. But like, there'd be a couple nights where like I knew that I could go out, and I can go out all night, and I had a couple of those nights. But like, even living in town, like going out to a bar, Plant City was rarely on my radar. Like, so I don't know. I don't think that might be the typical thing for people in general, is that 10, 20, 30 years ago, we had these places, but the classic Plant City conundrum, well, do we go to Brandon? Do we go to Tampa? Do we go to Lakeland? I think has always been a thing. And I think that's still even a thing now with the old Plant City crowd, that, we've got in the last 5 years, we'll just lean more on alcohol focused places, 4 new places, 5 new places if you want to throw Bruton's in there, because there's no food or other service there, just cigars and alcohol. So, but if you've been here for 40 years, you're used to going to Lakeland, going to Harry's, or going to downtown Tampa. You want to dive bar, go to the Hub or something like that, where you have your places where you just don't drink close to home, which to me is wild. That's an expensive Uber or a really irresponsible choice. But we have these options close to home, and I think there's still some, like Ann talked about earlier, like comms and optics. Like, I think we can really let people know that we have a great downtown nightlife, and it's not all drinking focused either. We mentioned all these bars. We've got a coffee shop that's open later on the weekends and does live music. We've got a pizza place that's very family friendly that does live music. We got a burger joint that has 8 TVs inside, and they're always doing sports or something like that. And they're working with a Lego store doing family focused things. So like, just because it's nightlife, it doesn't mean it has to be drinking.
Right.
So
well,
like,
and don't forget last Friday, right? Like the food truck,
right, yeah.
And the
So like,
yeah, I love that event because that goes till 9. It's for the kids, like bounce house, all that.
Speaking of live music, are you guys still hosting Second Saturday Sounds?
Every month. There's a minimum of 4 of us doing live music between Stage 201, Red Calliope, Three Hands Mead, and I don't think Prop is on the Second Saturday Sounds like kind of bandwagon thing, but they always have music on the patio.
Fridays and Saturdays, yeah, we try to have live music out there. Of course, this time of year, weather permitting.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But I think that's a really cool concept, especially too because it was like organically between the business owners, like trying to bandwagon together and create something on their own. Um, Not Main Street puts on last Friday, right?
Right.
Yeah, so like that's awesome that they do that, and that's a fantastic event. But like to be able to on top of it, you guys kind of do your own thing, I think is a really neat concept.
Yeah, and that's I think to be successful in downtown, and probably a lot of small communities, not just Plant City, but like we've learned that collaboration is key. We've done downtown passports with other businesses. We have the Second Saturday Sounds. Like we know, like I have at Three Hands, we have a coffee mead that we use Crazy Cups coffee for. We use their coffee beans. And it's cross promotion. It's getting people downtown. So if you're not a coffee fan or you don't know about Crazy Cup and you have our coffee mead, then you know that it's from the coffee shop 2 blocks down and you want to go check that place out, or vice versa if they talk about it. But the passport thing that we do, or that we've done in the past, was really great because it just exposed. There was 4 of us on there, and none of us were similar businesses. We weren't even close. You had to do a lap of downtown to hit all the spots.
I know Roan and Plum. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it was Roan and Plum. It was Sweet Roots. It was Angelina. And it was Three Hands Mead.
Yeah, it was fun. I remember that.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that coffee mead. I don't think I knew you had that.
It's pretty good.
Oh, the coffee mead? Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I
hasn't been on this year. I'll have to get that on for the fall.
Oh, I see. It's retired.
Yeah.
No, it's just on vacation.
Retired. Okay.
It's just on vacation. It'll
just
be back.
on vacay. It'll be back.
Yeah.
So we've talked a little bit of. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to go ahead. I want you to go ahead.
Well, no,
Take the mic, Phil.
I was just saying. So we've talked a little bit about some stories in the history of downtown, but we've slowly, I guess, already shifted into talking about what downtown looks like on a regular night. And people always want to know what really happens behind the scenes of a downtown bar. Cody's behind the bar. I'm behind the bar. Kelsey was behind the bar. She's quitter. Yeah.
Downtown quitter.
Downtown quitter.
Good reason.
I feel attacked.
Yeah.
It's only Tuesday.
So, I mean, I would say there's a lot of positive things that happens that we see that happens at all the establishments in downtown Plant City. Of course, there's like the negatives, and you guys have already met one of our bar regulars, and you're definitely going to meet more over the course of this season and the seasons to come for this podcast. But it's a lot of camaraderie. Yeah, that I see that happen. Yeah. Apparently, I can't say that word.
Who's the quitter now?
Yeah, I must have quit English at some point. I just see a lot of friendships, a lot of chit chat, a lot of business meetings. A lot of good
bonding.
A lot of bonding.
It's weird too because I spend more time downtown than my husband does. I think you guys know this because he's not as social as I am, but I have never found a place where I can be like more connected with so many like good people too. Like that's like salt of the earth, always something interesting and fascinating to talk about. And I feel like there's like 30 people, maybe more, that I feel like I have a genuinely very good connection with that I just met hanging out in downtown. I think that's what people should know is, I wasn't even drinking for a little while, if y'all remember that.
Like 6 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I made you both order like more non-alcoholic beverages so I could, and Perrier. But I still came out because it was like I just wanted to see people and my friends, like genuinely people I care about. And I don't think you can find that literally anywhere else. Like I couldn't find it in Tampa or Brandon. Like it's just very, very different. And I think that's what stands out to me.
I think a lot of that too is like that it's so regular based. Like I'd be curious to see the statistics, but like if I had to throw out a number, I would say at least on the weekdays, it's probably 85% regulars and then a sprinkle of people passing by on I-4 or people hanging out in town for some kind of event. But yeah, like the same people on their Tuesdays, and then just your regulars that are sporadic throughout the week. But yeah, I would say it's way more of a regular based town as a whole, in my opinion, at least. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I see that a little bit at our place. I also have a pretty niche product that people are fans of and they will travel for. Like just the places that I get people coming from around the state, or people who are on vacation and they're doing a Disney, to the beach type of day, and they make us part of that trip, and which I love because once I get them in downtown, I'm like, cool, you guys need to also check out these places. And I think that's part of that camaraderie too. Is we're not the type to be like, oh, well, yeah, you found the best place. You don't need to go anywhere else. But I'm going to make sure I mention my neighbors, all through downtown, whether it's they got kids with them too. So let's go check out the Lego store or do the train hunt or go get some food while you're here. Go to the pizza place or the burger place and explore this awesome downtown that we have, whether it's during the day or at night.
Because there's definitely a big difference between weekdays and weekends, and then like at what time of the day does the personality in downtown shift. I would say there's a huge difference on that Monday through Thursday crowd, and there's between those days, and then like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then like anytime after 8 o'clock, that's the cutoff. That's when everything just breaks open and it gets wild.
Yeah, it's the switch.
Is it more fun to work that time? Like I would just love to.
It depends.
I mean, I personally like 8 o'clock. Change up the music, turn the lights down. Yes, everybody knows. Yeah, we get crazy with it.
Ratchet Uncle Phil.
Everybody's unofficial uncle for sure.
JJ's kicked out at 8.
That's right. Yeah,
I think that might be a part of the shift. Actually, now that you say that, is like bedtimes and/or parents that are going to go out have finally put the kids to come out. Put the kids down to be able to come out, and then us bartenders get a kick out everybody.
Right.
I ain't kicking nobody out.
Yeah.
No, you had people. I've seen kids in your bar at 10 p.m. and I'm like, good for those.
I've been to. It's not in downtown, but I've been to Applebee's at 12 o'clock, and there's kids there. So.
Yeah.
Well, true.
They're not doing drunken karaoke, but they're there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know. Well, you guys also like help bring the vibe, right? Like I think you guys are local celebrities, and Kelsey, you're still on that list. Like people
Hall of Famer.
People know that we're friends, and they're like, "How's Kelsey? We miss Kelsey. We want Kelsey."
I know we need to do a celeb appearance.
Yeah, I think you do. But yeah, you guys all sort of like bring the fun and the vibe, and you're helping make downtown what it is. So I feel like you all get a lot of credit for that. I mean, there's a reason why I picked the three of you to be on this with me. So
I think I would kind of touch back on what Phil was talking about earlier about hospitality staff downtown. Like, I mean, I go to Silver Dollar on Saturdays, and like Jenny knows what I'm ordering when I walk to the bar. Like, I get my drinks, and we have a friendly exchange. But like people like that, it's a good feeling. Like to know you're a regular, to have somebody paid attention to you, and they remembered your drink order, or they remembered what's going on with your kids, or your father-in-law's retirement party is this weekend, or there's so many different things like this. It's sure, the three of us behind different bars at different times, but it's the staff all around. There's one guy at Propagation that I used to work with, and I'm just like, there's no way this guy is going to cut it there. He's just such a crazy over-the-top personality, but he leans in so hard. I'll be at the bar at Prop, and I'll see Colin working, and like, damn, this kid is really good at his job, and he really loves his job. And it's just so cool to see so many places downtown to have people like that.
Well, I hope that people are taking care of our hospitality staff as far as tips and all those things. Because, I hope so. I mean, I don't know. You guys are on the receiving end, so you tell me. But I feel like every second I try to get, I make sure I remind people to take care of you all, because you work hard and you're like so good at what you do.
Yeah, people are very generous. They take pretty good care of everybody. So, guys, how many times have you gone out with a plan of like, I'm going to go out for an hour, I'm going to go out for an hour and a half, like where you're actually going to go, and then where you end up later on in that evening. I think we've all been there.
I think
Or
Phil,
that following
you've-
morning.
yeah,
Or the morning, yeah.
I think you've served me every time I've been downtown on the receiving end of service. And I think you could like write my story out for me.
Is that because you don't remember it? You need to recall it for you?
Okay, not where I was going with that, but he could pre-plan my night for me and it would probably happen to a T.
Yeah, or it's like I'm just gonna have one. I'm gonna have one after my shift. I'm gonna go around the other side of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna be here for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and 15 is like 50 times 3. And then I want to go play pool at Silver Dollar.
That's probably the most predictable thing that people do on a night out in downtown. You end up at Silver Dollar looking for either nicotine, darts, or pool. One of the two.
Yeah. Okay, how many bars can you still buy cigarettes out of a vending machine?
And smoke inside.
And then smoke inside. Pretty cool.
I can only go on days I'm planning on washing my hair the next day. So
that is the most valid fact I hear, but I'm here for it. I will plan my wash around that.
I solved that issue a long time ago.
Intentionally or not?
No, it was totally planned. I planned for my 30s.
It's like, you know what? I'm gonna spend a lot of time at Silver Dollar. Let's just get rid of the stuff right now.
Yeah. Left field, right? Left field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and inevitably everybody ends up at Silver Dollar if you're having a good night out in downtown Plant City.
Yeah, I've had those nights. I have a plan, and I probably have an 85% success rate of how my plan goes to limit myself from having a night like Kelsey has. But there's also that other 15%, and that gets pretty wild.
Waffle House at 3 a.m.
Yeah, done that.
Yeah. You know, and touching on the hospitality staff too in downtown, you know, you connect with so many people. You can always tell when somebody's about to have a long night ahead based on either how their day went or how their week went. You can even base it on how fast they're drinking their drinks too.
Per normal, yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a drink pace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure. If you're cranking like one every half an hour, you're getting on it. If you're faster than that, then you're really gonna go downhill.
Or you just know like a certain person and how much they normally drink and how quickly they do. Like it's just subtle things that you just unintentionally remember, and you're like, oh, they're getting after it tonight.
Oh yeah, has that ever happened with me? I'm curious.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Especially it's for you. For you, it's typically work related. You'll come in, you can feel it just kind of like seething off of you. Yeah.
And I would say you probably like. It's been a while now, but I feel like you never have more than like 3 glasses throughout the night.
Yeah, that's usually like Phil knows my limit too. I usually try to. Yeah.
But I think one night you were staying at the Airbnb and you had like 2 in the first hour and a half, and I was like, well, I know she's going to be here for at least another 2 hours. So like, where are we going with this?
Yeah, that was. I remember when we like part of the Airbnb strategy was like, so that we could have nights like that.
Yes. Yeah. Great strategy. Mm-hmm. Fantastic execution.
A place to crash 2 blocks away. Yeah. And always booked up, always complaining about the trains.
Oh man, those people.
Yeah.
Read the descriptions on your Airbnbs. That's my PSA of the day.
There you go. Yeah. Just people reading in general would be a good thing too.
Yeah.
Start.
Menus. Airbnbs, all the things.
All those things.
So I guess it's more towards Cody, Kelsey, and myself, but what's one thing you guys wish people understood about running a bar in downtown?
The time
you
on
can't
the
please
door,
everybody. Oh, go ahead.
The time on the door that says when we close is like but it's situational, right? Because if it's like optional. We're hanging out, whatever. But if it's like, if you are the only person in there and it's 40 minutes after close and I'm playing on my phone, it might be time to go. Maybe.
Yeah. Mine is a little different. I mean, we implemented systems in place from day one to kind of combat that. Like all of our stuff's on timers. So the lights turn off at a certain time, the music turns off, the TV's off. Like things just start to, things that would keep you at a bar start to go away to remind you that you don't need to keep being at this bar. But I think like for us having a niche product, like we understand, and it's hard to explain this because we can't please everybody and we don't try to please everybody. And I don't know if the other bars in downtown are the same way because we all kind of have our anchor product. You know, we've got the product that we make on site. Roots is the spot for wine. Prop is the spot for liquor. Bruton's is the spot for cigars. Like you have all these places. We have the Champagne Bar at Calliope. So you have all these places that have their niche. So why would I try to step on their toes? Well, why don't you have this? I'm like, well, because other bars have this. Support my neighbors. If you don't like what I have, I'm sorry. I will give you the closest thing I have to what you're asking for. And if it's not good enough, I'm going to still try to give you the best service I can. It just might not be in these walls. Like I'm going to send you to the spot that's going to have what you're looking for. Where I'm not I don't think any of us have the mindset that we want to be the go-to spot. Like we want to have everything. We want to be the Walmart bar where we have everything you want whenever you want. And I don't think anybody has that mentality. So if we don't have what you want as a consumer, it's kind of by design to support our neighbors and just to not overwork us. So we're going to still try to help you out the best we can, but we might not be the one serving you the drink at the end of the night or at the end of the conversation.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. I think we all collab in a way, or not collab, but work together in a way to where if I don't have it, somebody else is going to have it. So you just kind of putting them in the right spot or telling people where to go to find exactly what they're looking for. For me personally, I guess it would be like one thing people understood is, yeah, it looks really fun a lot, but it is still like emotionally tolling. Like you're still drained at the end of the night. Like I'm not outside doing like construction or anything like that. Like that's a different kind of work, but like mentally you're like, there's been so many nights I drive home, no music, no nothing. I'll take the long way home because I'm only 3.5 miles. So I'll be like, no, I'm going to take the big loop home tonight and just.
Well, that's why I go to Silver Dollar.
Especially in the establishments that we specifically work in, where it's not like there's no other staff. Like if I'm working a shift, typically it's me unlocking the door and relocking the door at the end of the night. Like you are on, they're not huge bars. So you can't just walk away and take a minute or, go do something you need to do nonchalantly. Like you are on from the moment you clock in to the moment you clock out.
You get a break when you use the restroom. That's your break. Yeah.
And you mentioned that construction thing too, Phil. Like I have a day job. I work outside all day.
Yeah.
And there are so many days where I'm more exhausted. It's like a Saturday, 10 hours at the bar. I just want to go sit on the back patio at Silver Dollar in the dark with my 2 Miller Lights by myself.
In the shadows. Nobody knows you're there.
Turn my brain off for a few minutes.
They're like, oh, is Cody here? And you just see you emerge from the corner in the shadows.
No, I'm like the Homer Simpson. I go back into the hedge.
Yeah, you hide. Yeah. So I've been waiting to ask this because we've already touched on it. And I think I have a feeling we're all going to have the same answer for this. What's the biggest lie people tell themselves before going out in downtown?
One more drink.
That they're only going for one.
Oh, I say that to Lewis all the time. Like, I'm just going to step out just for one. I'll be back.
Or if I give myself a time limit.
That's the one I was going to say. Yeah. I was like, I'm only out till 11 o'clock because I'm guilty of that. I've heard about it many, many times. I was told to stop giving a time. Don't tell me what time because you're going to be lying.
Exactly. I was supposed to have a 20-minute meeting today. It was not a 20-minute meeting. Hour and 20 minutes later.
I'm only out till 11. And then it's like, it's 1:30. Oh, it's 11 o'clock somewhere, right?
Yeah. There's still a one in there.
Fun. But it's so fun. That's why you have to stay.
Yeah.
And I think we naturally are all, like, and you included, are all people's people. People speaking.
Extroverts.
Yeah. So like we just get so caught up and we enjoy conversation, especially if it's like after we're off the clock. So I think that also hinders us quite a bit on our goals there.
I know. Well, I totally agree. I mean, I'm a severe extrovert. It's like, and it's hard when you're married to a severe introvert because it's all about not whether you're outgoing or not. Lewis is actually like one of the most outgoing people once you get him talking, but he draws his energy from being by himself. I draw my energy. So like I work from home most of the week. I love talking on a computer to people, but I'm not like seeing people. Like the second I want to, the weekend comes around, I just want to like get out. So, that's where we just differ. And I wouldn't even say like the other thing I do sometimes, which is like during the day on Saturday. So this is when like JJ would come see both of you all, or all three of you. Like, I'm going to go to Marshall's and get some towels for the Airbnb or whatever I'm shopping for. And then like, I just like, bloop. It's just like, oh, I see cars. Who's there? I just like, my curiosity just can't.
Plan your route, like where you're going to be passing by and be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
nobody will notice.
Right.
I love it when customers tell me, I got in my car today and it told me how far I am from businesses in downtown Plant City.
Oh, am I the only? Okay, that's not.
You're not the only one. It's other people. They're like, you're 11 minutes from Roots.
Do you remember the Sheldon work story?
Yes.
Oh yeah, where he thought it was his work.
Yeah, Sheldon works from home, and he was coming down so much. It told him one night 11 minutes to work. He's like, well, what the hell is work? And apparently he works with me.
That's so funny.
Great.
Or I use the excuse, I'm like, Lewis, Phil really needed a coffee today. I had to stop.
You can, anybody, PSA, you can bring me coffee at any point.
True.
Cody's really great at asking me. I'm not as great as asking him sometimes.
Well, I have a little bit more flexibility because I got Jamie working with me. So
that's true.
I can step out. And that's why I ask. That's why way back in the day when we had Tipsy Bookworm, that's how Steak Burrito Saturdays became a thing.
Oh, dude, I missed those. They were so good.
Yeah. I was the only bartender who could get out. So I was hitting all the bars, dropping off steak burritos to everybody. So every bartender could eat.
Where were you buying the steak burritos?
There's a place called Tacos Peaky where Blue Collar is now. Oh. And they were awesome. That food was so good, and they were great people. And I'd walk over there. I'd order 5 or 6 steak burritos, walk around downtown, handing them out like I'm burrito Santa Claus, and try to make Saturdays a little better for everybody.
Clip it.
Oh my God. I love it.
Now we need to get you a hat with a burrito.
Yeah, that would be.
I'll work on that.
Now he does it with burgers instead. Yeah.
Now my burrito or burger clause. Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say we should wrap up, but I did want to talk through, like, if you've never been to downtown Plant City, what are some of the things that you absolutely need to do? I feel like since I am the newest and the person who visits and doesn't work, I feel like I have some perspective on that. I would say, like, go see Phil at Roots if you want a really good glass of wine, and then Saturday night if you want the music, because the Friday night music, Saturday he'll play usually what you want. That's a little tip because they're a little like less busy. Yeah, there's a time. That's true. Also, go see Cody if you need water. There's a water cooler in the back of the bar. That is a big survival tip. Phil's water is only good late at night, and it's just never actually that good. Cody's water is where it's at, but also, like, I think you have like the prettiest bar too, as far as like the handcraftness of like the top of your bar. Like, it's just like so open, and like the lighting's really good. Like, I just think your bar has like such a great vibe. I love being there. Yeah, it's amazing. Go see Red Calliope for like entertainment, music. Like they have the best lineup of very unique experiences. I think that they have done an amazing job with bringing new things to town that, like we did a comedy show a few weeks ago. The artwork is just simply incredible. I think that just walking in there, you'd be so surprised on like what an immersive cultural experience it is. And then they're just like so sweet. They also have a really good champagne that I love. I don't even know the name of it, but I'm always like the one at the top. That one at the top is what they know that's my favorite. And then prop is just good for like date night. Like that's one thing. It's like usually I'm like texting everyone. I'm like, Lewis is ready to go out, and then we always do like dinner at prop, and then we like do our little. We have to go see our friends, so that's like a survival's guide. But I would love to open it up to all of you, and like what is like the one piece of advice that you all would have for someone who wants to like experience downtown after dark for the very first time? What would you all tell folks?
I think that's a pretty like staple movement. I think a lot of people have been doing that, especially since Propagation opened. And two, because it's one of the later restaurants that's open downtown. So like people will park in the middle, walk a street over to Propagation, walk 2 streets back, and then they have the 3 little spots that you just mentioned that they can just bebop around and, go say hi to everybody or end up at one spot. So I think you're really right on track there. I think everybody's kind of catching on to your little tricks here.
Don't all come at once though, please.
I think
so actually all come. Yeah. We would love to welcome more people. Like also don't feel intimidated if you don't know the regulars. Like just become a friend. Like
you'll make a friend too, for sure.
Yes, new faces always welcome. Please join us.
I think the pro tip on my end is don't come downtown just for drinks.
Yep.
Make a dinner and drinks night between stage, between prop, between blue collar. You've got 3 really unique, different, great places to eat that all do serve alcohol as well. But make a night out of it. Make a date night out of it. You can have a great meal. You can go out for drinks, and some of those places that serve drinks also have little snacks also, so you can have some food to mix with your beverage. And apparently I've got the best water in downtown. So have some of that too.
You better start charging for it now.
No way.
Yeah, I think that you bring up something nobody has said here too, is like if you get downtown a little earlier than after dark, especially maybe when the time changes, hit up the retail places, right? Like Sweet Roots,
yes,
Fringe, Posh Petals, like so fun, like cute gifts, so much little like cool things to look at. Or like Julie and I will just like do a little run too to just like check out what the newest seasonal items are. I think that's always so fun too. And like you don't have to drink, like just hit up those retail shops as well, or the antique places if that's your thing. It's clearly not my thing.
Easy. Yeah, it's so easy to make. I know we're talking about downtown after dark tonight, but it's so easy to make an entire day out of downtown between starting with a quick coffee at Crazy Cup or doing a full breakfast at Brick House. You can start your day there and fuel up and start walking shop to shop as they open, and grab lunch at Norma's or at Blue Collar, and keep shopping, or go to if they're doing a comedy show at the theater, or if there's live music at Prop. I mean, you can spend a day down there, then have a dinner. Go to stage for dinner, go to Prop for dinner, enjoy the music on the patio out there, then head over to Everett Street for a nightcap. And it's so easy. People don't realize that if you really wanted to enjoy our downtown to the fullest, you can make a day out of it. And if you get really tired, there's an Airbnb 2 blocks away, right by the train tracks, that you can just crash out there for the night, then, do it again the next day, or have a nice peaceful drive home the next day.
Yeah. And if you're lucky, you might end up down there on the 3rd Saturday of the month and see a bunch of classic cars that we do. Or you might end up down there on the last Friday of the month when we're going to have some streets closed off. We'll have a bunch of vendors down. I think they still put music in the park, or a musician out in the park as well. And then the downtown's just, really alive with different food trucks, vendors, etc.
I love that. Kelsey, you're kind of new to and now you're like a guest of downtown like I am. So what bit of advice would you have?
I mean, I definitely think we kind of hit all the major points there. Last Friday definitely is my favorite event outside of Oktoberfest, but obviously that's few and far between. But yeah, last Friday I think is just super family friendly. Lots of local vendors, which I think is always a good time, especially like us always advocating for, shop local and stuff like that. And then too, like while the streets are closed down, you can also hit up regular shops that are open that are established downtown Plant City. So, and then you got all your restaurants and all the things. We love that.
Well, I think we've barely scratched the surface. I know that we have a lot of history and a lot of other topics that involve downtown, but I feel like this was a really good one to just kick off why we love downtown, what we think about it. And, I think you'll find that we end up talking a lot more because there's a lot more to say. So, with that said, thank you for listening. If you, really, really appreciate we've been really feeling the love from our town for this format. So we can't thank you enough. If you have suggestions, questions, anything, reach out to us at hello@unpctour.com. You can also find us on Instagram. We're upping our content game and putting reels out there with little clips from these podcasts, which has been so fun. So please follow along, and we'd love to hear from you. So
thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
I'll be here.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.